Sag, welcome to your month in review for April. What's up? What's going on? What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not, yeah? These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate. Normal, frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements, yeah? What's going on, please, for Sagittarius in April? I can't believe we're talking about April already. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius in April? Show me Sag in April. Show me Sag in April. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? Okay, beginning of the month. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Okay. All right. The Moon, King of Pentacles, a lot of earth energy here today. A lot. The Emperor. Okay. Okay. We're trying to get some clarification. We want to stand in our power. We do. I need to see what that Moon's about. Page of Swords, Justice, Ace of Swords. Really trying to gain insight about what constitutes fairness. That way we know what to do and we have a solid thought. The Ace of Swords is always going to trump that Page of Swords. It suggests, I don't know, lack of insight. I'm trying to learn, but it's hard. The idea is that we're motivated, though. We're motivated, just as the Ace of Swords. We want an absolute truth. That way we can have confidence about a decision and or direction. Because we're mulling something over in the old Moon there. And it's kind of important. It has everything to do with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor energy. There might be more than one person on this board today. In which case you reverse those energies as you see fit. But there's a lot going on here in terms of there's a certain way of life here, Knight of Pentacles, and it goes at its own particular pace. We're used to it. Okay, we're used to it. With the Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, that's very much saying used to it. More or less we're comfortable, but there's something here we're kind of Seven of Swords we're not very comfortable with. So the idea is I'm comfortable, but not really. Something sticks out there a little bit, like a sore thumb. I want to take a look at that. It's taking away from our sense of comfort and care and being nurturing and loving and considerate of the self, and then also what's within the realm of our household. Because this is very personal, this is what's around me, environmental energy, and you're part of it, okay? The Moon, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's something here we're reacting to but not fully acknowledging. King of Pentacles is in there too. And the Emperor. There's this insistence that all is well, but is it really, though? So I see you opening up to the idea of maybe that's not the case in future. But we want to understand it before doing anything. And I agree. You always want to understand what you're working with. You want to eradicate those blind spots. That way you can make an informed decision for yourself in anything. Life path, what is fairness? How am I being fair to this situation, myself? Is it being fair to me? So on and so forth. That's what all that insight is. Okay, so let's get in there and start cracking. I may not clarify all of these. Some of them will speak for themselves. Like that Knight of Pentacles, kicking it off straight away. I got that. We're going to jump right into that Queen of Pentacles. Like I said, it's like it's literally the idea here is that I've been on this path for a long time, and I know it. Can't say I don't. I'm very familiar with it, you know. The comfort zone's been established, but there's something here that's not quite so comfortable. And I'm saying it not once, but twice. So, let's take a look at that Queen of Pentacles. And that Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, not once but twice. The Lovers, Strength. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Ace of Swords, Truth, Lovers, Strength. Why are you trying to figure that out? Why are you trying to figure that out, honey? Let me see that Seven of Swords. Let me see that Seven of Swords, please. Something here has deeply affected you. Let's see that Seven of Swords, please. Let's see that Seven of Swords from that Seven of Swords. Has it changed you? Seven of Swords, please. The Star, the Hierophant, Three of Swords. Yeah, something here has changed you quite a bit. Quite a bit. It's a strong truth. You don't deny that. You're saying that there was a very strong connection here that influenced you deeply. Deeply. Strength, Ace of Swords, the Lovers. You're saying you're comfortable with this particular knowledge. You don't deny that. You don't deny it at all. Your energy doesn't. Your mind doesn't. It sits with you in many respects, and in good ways. And it marked you in some way. Oh, Strength. It marked you in some way. It evokes different feelings of pride, strength of will, but also harsh truths. It added to the knowledge base of who you are as the Queen of Pentacles. There's a kind of weird sort of comfort there that knowing that this is for you and that it was supposed to impact you, it gives you strength in some way. But you also associate it with a kind of harshness. Trying to understand it specifically and what its purpose was or meaning was in your life. But at the same time, you deny its existence in your reality, so it's not with you in present day. It marked you. Okay. And it's something you're still trying to find your comfort with, of those effects, and what does it mean, how it impacts you, etc. And the Seven of Swords, clarified by the Star, the Hierophant, and the Three of Swords, you're saying, I can't commit to that particular desire or dream. It would hurt too much. I can't do that. You're saying, I can't do it. And while it taught you a lot, and you're still learning from it, and you're even comfortable with the impact it made on you, I can't stress that enough. You're showing me comfort about the impact or how it impacted you. So that means you've been working through it. And you felt deeply connected to it with the Lovers, no doubt, particularly with Strength backing it up. Oh, forget about it. But you're also saying, Seven of Swords, you don't like admitting this to yourself. So you don't. You're saying, I can't commit to it. I have no right to desire it. But you don't quite fully believe that. Seven of Swords means, even though it hurt, you would like to desire this, but it's almost like you're saying you've got to slap yourself on the hand and say, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You know, you can't commit to that particular star. You can't commit to that desire. Seven of Swords. So I see you sneaking away from what you would actually like to do the most. And it's not an accusation, guys. Seven of Swords, we all experience it some way. You're saying, it's almost like you're saying it was enough that it impacted you, but it's not yours to claim. But you kind of wish that wasn't the case. Seven of Swords. I wish that wasn't the case. Nope. I don't get to claim it. I don't get to claim it that way. But part of you would very much like to. The Hierophant and the Star is going to be so much bigger than that Seven of Swords. I don't typically see who I call Mr. Grumpy, and I say that affectionately, Mr. Grumpy Pants. I've been doing this a long time, guys. Trust me, they all got little nicknames. All right. I don't typically see that guy being like, I would like this star, please. Because, you know, he typically doesn't stand by anything he can't absolutely say that he can commit to. And we would very much like to stand beside this desire and claim it. And that's where the real heartbreak comes in, is because we kind of say we can't, but we wish we could. Okay? But it impacted you. Can't say that it didn't. What are we going to do with this, y'all? I can't stand behind that desire. I can't claim it. I can't step up to it. But that little white lie is kind of like saying, I wish I could, though. Let's jump on over here to that moon. Let's jump on over here to that moon, please. Show me the moon. Show me that moon, please. Show me that moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Gosh, it's such a harsh, loving truth, though, isn't it? The way it affected you. Said it taught you a lot about yourself. And if it's a good lover's job, it ultimately does, even if we can't claim it. It's supposed to teach us something about ourselves. Show me that moon. Show me that moon. I just know that when you reflect on it, it takes you to a soft place within you. That you say, it affected me deeply, but I also admit I can't claim it, but I kind of wish I could. Okay. 4 cups, temperance, the moon for the moon. Oh my goodness, that's too much. That's too much. On the baseline, the moon, 4 cups, temperance, the moon. In our deepest of moons, and it's not just you. It's whomever represents the disappointment. The moon's twice. And that means it goes beyond just the personal self. In the heart of hearts of our moon, we would actually like to secretly heal with this. We'd like to reconcile those difficult waters. It's okay. It's no judgment. It affected you. And then you tell yourself all the time, hey, you can't have it. I'm deeply connected to it, but we can't have it. I wish that wasn't the case, but that's the case. So we've got to suck it up. But in the moon of your moons, which you share, it seems, with someone else. One guess who. So that means you're probably not aware of it. They would desire the same thing. And you two are deeply connected. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Disappointment stands on both sides. Neither one of you received what you need emotionally speaking. Somebody's emotional needs were not met when they were last connected, and then perhaps somebody didn't understand what their emotional needs were until after the disconnect, that kind of thing. That's what my guess would be. Okay? Nevertheless, the disappointment's here. And temperance, I don't know if temperance can punch its way through a double moon, guys. You two must think of each other in the moon phases, don't you? Particularly the full moon. Cheers. Honey, there's a reason why I have a t-shirt called My Lover, My Moon. Oh. When they think of each other during the height of those energies, it's usually at the same time. Just neither person knows it. Cheers, honey. Oh, yours is bringing out the poet in me. Oh, yes. You know? Oh, yours is bringing out the poet in me, honey. It really is. It's beautiful. It's soft, and I bet you dimes to donuts, honey. Neither one of you knows. Anyway. I know some of you who don't relate to this at all, and you're like, there she goes again, Christina, just come on. I want the part of the reading that actually speaks to me. I'm not doing all that. I know, I understand. That's okay. Yes, I know. I can get lost in my own thoughts very easily. Oh, no. That does not do well for YouTube. I know. Especially when you're reading for Sag, and Sag is like, seriously though? And then you put me on speed times 2. Let's see. Show me that King of Pentacles. Of course I can laugh at myself, you guys. Absolutely. Think I don't know what I'm like? I know what I'm like. That's great. What's going on? Show me that King of Pentacles, please. 5 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. 8 of Swords. Deep conflict. So you went from a softer, reflective, feminine to a much harder, this is how it is, masculine. Okay. And that's okay. I see the struggle here. And there is struggle. King of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 8 of Swords. There's something here like this is beyond my control, and there's nothing I can do about it. You know, whatever relationship concept here, it would be too argumentative, practical. It's not practical in nature. You're saying 8 of Swords, there's just no way I can see anything around this. You're saying it's not practical. Any idea of relationship with this would be chaotic. It would be too upsetting. It would be too combative. We can't get on the same page. And so it's interesting. So you showed me that Queen of Pentacles switch into a King of Pentacles. So when it was time to actually think about this in reality, the mind starts shutting it down, saying we can't see a solution, we can't see a solution. It would just be too damned hard. So what I feel and what I thought and how it impacted me, and the reality of it, you're saying, it's a price I can't pay. It is. There's just no way I can pull this into reality. There's just no way. There's no way it would work. We're convinced of this. 5 wands, 4 wands, 8 of swords. There's no way I can see a good solution around this. Right? Because there's what we feel, how we were impacted, the kind of secret undercurrent and flow of desires of what we would actually desire. Okay. And then there's the rationalization here in reality of how it just wouldn't work. And we're telling ourselves this. Not necessarily because it's true, but because we need it to be true. That's a lot of resistance there. And a lot of I can't see it, it's impossible. It's the impossible task. Okay. The Emperor. Show me the Emperor, please. Now that's interesting. Let's say the Emperor. Show me the Emperor. Oh my gosh, stop. I mean, I know I make a mess, but come on. It's 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, the Queen of Wands. I got someone here around you. I don't know who this is, but they are attached in your reality. They have a lot of sway. They have a lot of say in your life. It's actually very commanding. And they're pretty much saying in their own way, rock on, everything's fine. I don't quite know who that is. It doesn't feel like you. It's someone in and around your life that, like I said, has a great deal of say. So this is someone I think we look up to, we respect, we admire, bare minimum. They add a contribution in life that says, I expect to be here and lend my authority as needed. Something like that. And it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I had somebody have this combination not too long ago, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. This is like saying, don't rock the boat. Okay? It may not seem like there's much growth in reality or an emotional bracket, but nevertheless, it still counts, and they're technically correct. It counts. It means something. It's not a lot. It doesn't move a lot, and it doesn't grow a lot, but it's there. Can't say it's not. It's established. This person is showing me high levels of confidence. Queen of Wands here. In terms of overall, they feel good about the direction of growth as they understand it in your life or how they are an approximation to you. So like I said, this person is showing me authority, energy. They're used to being here. They're used to help calling the shots. They have a particular established growth pattern with you that suggests, I'm a strong, powerful influence. They seem to mean well with the Queen of Wands. Okay, it's a little commanding between those two. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think this person just kind of probably has that disposition of I get things done and this is how we do things, There you go. So who they are to you, I don't know. But they're a steady kind of everyday influence, and they expect to be a steady everyday influence. While you seem to be going through something else altogether that's a struggle and it's private and you have your own particular grievances that you're working through for yourself in this situation. Okay, let's keep going. So hopefully this is a helping figure. It's interesting. They're showing me a display of some femininity, but also masculinity and neutrality in between those two. So this person's very much used to being themselves. Okay, that's all I really got from that. Hopefully they're helping influence. Nothing about them seems to change too much. That's all I know. I'm not sure what role they played in your life. I have no idea. But hopefully it's a friendly one or a helpful one. Okay, they seem to be established, like I said. Okay. All right. Perhaps this is someone that you look towards in your everyday life. Okay. Now, I find that the Page of Swords can often have some of the most revealing information. There's what you know, there's what you're experiencing, and there's what you've told yourself. But what is it that you need more insight on? That's what I want to know. Let's see that Page of Swords, please. Show me that Page of Swords. Show me that Page of Swords. Show me that Page of Swords, please. Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Magician. A big part of you wants freedom. A lot of individual freedom to pursue what you want and to manifest what you want, but it has such a small insight with the Page of Swords. It's almost like you're saying, I can't see that happening. I don't know why. Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Magician. This is someone who has freedom to do what's right for them, to grow into the person they need to be, to feel what they need to feel, and sort out the emotions if they don't make sense. The Magician, it's like literally saying, I wish I had it in me, it's a small wish, that I can manifest other things, manifest other things for myself from a place of confidence and knowing that I can. And I would like to actually go back to feeling a wider variety of things. But Page of Swords is getting such small insight. It's almost like, again, you're saying it's an impossible task. I don't just get to do things on my own or by myself anymore. Oh boy, but if I could. Okay. I saw similar thinking over here when it comes to this idea of the relationship and how it's absolutely impossible to see it in the real world. You wouldn't even know where to begin. Like how to honor that relationship that you, even if you could heal with them. Let's say you took that energy out of the moon. It would be impossible to sustain it in the 3D. I'm saying something like this, but as you reflect on yourself, it would be impossible for me to just do whatever I want. Okay. Curious. Let's go over here to Justice. Show me justice, show me justice, show me justice. You got a lot in your spirit here, honey, over April. Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil. I see you switching modalities between a steady pace, that which you've always known, and Knight of Swords trying to challenge your devil. Oh my. You're not trying to take anything for granted about what it is that you know just because you've been experiencing it forever and ever. Okay. I think that's a really good beginning for you. I really do. It's the stuff we get comfortable with, or it's always moved in this direction that tends to let our devils get really comfortable to the point that we don't know that they're devils anymore. It's the stuff we fall back into or lean on over and over again, and we just habitualize it, then say it's normal for us. There's going to come a point in time for you in April where I think somewhere between the process of shutting things down for yourself, I can't see this happening, I can't see myself doing this, that's when you're going to start shifting gears. It's not going to be dramatic. It's going to start with small things that lead into bigger things. That's typically how these things go. You're going to start challenging the things you quote unquote have always done. And you're going to start wondering if that's not based in some poor pattern that at the time perhaps we could justify as being balanced, but you're beginning to question if that's the case. Good. Yeah, like I said, we can really default on old balances and just assume that they're correct for us indefinitely, when in the meantime we've built up all these little devils and rituals and patterns that keep us in place and keep us from challenging ourselves about what it is that we can and cannot do. You see how that tied together? I really want you to start questioning the stuff you just assumed is true. Talk yourself out of... Okay? Are you doing right by yourself? Or are you just used to taking actions towards stuff because it was easier that way? It was easier to shut it down. It was easier not to see and visualize more for yourself. When you told yourself it's the impossible task, was that you talking or was that your devil talking? And that insistence for maintaining the peace, were you just actually keeping yourself pacified? Big difference between really being at peace, which justice would denote, versus pacifying. I don't want to stress myself out by challenging the stuff I've always thought, so I won't. I see you back away from critical issues many times. It's not an accusation, guys. That's how I know you had a true lover's connection. It did its job. It made you think. Whatever it is that came out of it, however it ended, I have an idea right here with the moon, which again, it's not just you that experiences, it's them too, whomever they are. Your lover was such, was that it gave you some hard insight, but it was honest. And I think it was meant to make you challenge yourself about that so-called this is impossible energy that you sometimes have. A default pattern in the interest of keeping the peace really all it seemed to do was pacify you. Okay. And kept you trapped into this thinking of, I can't manifest anything for myself. I can't do this, that, or the other because I told myself so. So we want to challenge that patternized devil thinking. What we were confused for justice was just an elaborate version of not rocking the boat, right? And again, the huge difference between actually being internally at peace with ourselves and just trying to take it easy. I'm actually glad to see this process. Remember that lovers, they did their job. That means whatever it is you did for them, they had their job too. I don't know what that is. I'm not reading them. You experienced it in a deep way. Desire more, wish you could stand by it. And you say, no, I can't. And that's where the real lie comes in. It's something that you've told yourself you can't desire or stand by. It's something you've told yourself you can't have a relationship with. And it's something you've told yourself that you have no right to manifest for yourself personally. 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. This is all personal. This person's, this lover you have, they got you thinking you can do all sorts of crazy if you wanted to. You are your own person. You are your own man. You are your own woman. And whatever that is, whatever their job is, I can't help but think it was to get you thinking about how you perceive yourself and what it is that you deserve and what it is you tell yourself and how you need to challenge that more. Let's see that Ace of Swords. Very curious. You're doing all the work. They did their job. They planted that particular seed, I believe. The Lovers, guys, in case we haven't been over, it's been a minute since I've gone over this with you. It is a multi-layer bonding system. In other words, not simple. It is a mental bonding, spiritual bonding, emotional bonding, and physical bonding. Sometimes one or more of those are met. Okay. The thing is, there's no guarantee, like any soul bond, that we get to keep them, but you bet your butt it leaves an impact. It's supposed to. Otherwise, you won't learn or take anything from it. And it's usually our biggest lessons. Okay. And typically, we don't actually know what those lessons are unless we lose the connection or it exits. That doesn't mean it's gone forever. But it typically gives us that wallop of a residual effect of having us think about it for a long time. Mm-hmm. You see that Ace of Swords? Ace of Swords for the Ace of Swords. 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Good job. Okay, remember that 5 of Wands back here with that relationship energy? 8 of Swords, I can't see it. It's impossible. King of Pentacles said so. It's not practical. Okay, again, kind of like defaulting to those assumptions that it won't work. Okay. We're actually starting to cut some of that out. Okay. Ace of Swords is here twice. My. 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. We're going to start cutting out this assumption to hold on to that thought, that feeling. It's just going to be a fight. It's just going to be a fight. It's just going to be a fight. We're going to start cutting that out. What you will do with that knowledge, I don't know, but we're going to stop leaning on that particular assumption as truth. Good. It's progress. What do you think this was? That assumption that holding on to this idea of an assumed fight to keep this in my life, I should probably do away with that. Okay. What happens after that, I don't know, but you did make progress. It may not seem like it through your eyes, but I promise you made progress. You challenged yourself. Stop leaning on assumptions. You said, I need to let that idea go, that practice go. Me just assuming it'll be one big uphill battle, right? Based on what? Experiences I've had with other people? This situation, though, let's take a look at that specifically. We're going to start letting some of those ideas go, specifically the assumptions around it. That's just going to be one big pain in your ass, right? What you will do with that, I don't know, but I'm happy to see you're letting stuff go. Particularly what you racked it up to be. That may not have necessarily been true. I like this. We had some insight here today. What that means in terms of real world application, I think your sense of self is going to start getting a lot lighter. When you start seeing that other things actually are possible for you at the individual level, that you can go after them. Domino effect, I think, is what we're looking at. It may not seem like it amounts to months, but it does, I promise you. You know, little ripples, big waves, all that. Vanity and pride, ego, possibly pride getting in the way, and some sense of what I can and cannot do with this, that kind of thing. Oh, sure. Divine time, trusting the divine timing. You felt these things when you felt these things. You learned these things when you learned these things. End of a cycle, that push and pull energy. Yeah. That push and pull energy that comes from within you. Wanting what you want and then also telling yourself, no, you don't. Practicing patience. Secret admirer, which again, like I said, it's not so secret. Except to each other. But you actually would both like to do this. To heal those waters. You just don't know that. I know. But it's the end of a cycle, particularly that push and pull energy that you experience from within you. I want this. No, I don't. I want this. It's not practical. Forget about it. You know, I want this for me. Well, no one's asking you specifically, Sag, what you want. You go ahead and discount that experience. That's the push and pull we're talking about. So when I see your positivity, it's almost always counteracted with negative application, negative thinking. And this insistence that we know what's fair, but the idea of what we know is fair, perhaps we're taking it for granted as poor behavior patterns and just assuming that we know when perhaps we don't. We're going to stop taking that for granted. Okay? I see you start cutting out some of that assumed behavior patterns. So that tells me it goes beyond just this connection and how you experienced it. It's other things too. We'll start there. There's some progress, guys. You have to understand that, I guess, I wish people would understand about development and the spiritual self. It takes time. It takes time to have that level of insight and then practice it. Okay? So I don't want you to be frustrated that I'm not showing you that you won the lottery in April or you finally found the one. This is what real progress looks like at the individual level. You know? It's not a bad thing. That means you're conquering stuff that's long overdue. The only difference between, like, say, yourself and my working with a client is that it's affecting more than one of you in different ways. And I'm seeing what led up to this. It was a powerful influence. Will it be in your life again tomorrow? I don't know. Do you both kind of desire that in your own ways? Absolutely. Is that a guarantee? No. But we're just looking at next month, guys. Decisions. The stairway, left or right, A or B. That stuff we always probably just assumed to take the door on the right and never once on the left. Maybe we should stop doing that. Start choosing different doors. Make different decisions. The family tree, the legacy, stability, the Ten of Pentacles, the bad health. You don't want to make any decisions that you feel would jeopardize your health. Okay? Specifically, the standing within the family and causing any ill will feelings within the family. That's interesting. I did see an individual in here that struggles to be an individual. So you might have been taught at a very early age if it's anti-family or it goes against the family thinking or the family flock or the family feeling, then you're just being selfish, don't do it. Something like that. You've always made decisions in the best respect you could to family and influence. I did see a powerful, influential figure here, like I said, who's been part of your life, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So that could be anything from a father figure to who knows what. I don't know. But there's this idea of we're looking at approval factors here that I can't see today. Okay. But having to do with people of influence in your life that are important, and we don't want poor thoughts or feelings tied towards us via our family if we make the wrong decisions for ourselves, something like that. And I can absolutely see where that kind of influence would lead up to something like this. We don't question things too deeply, and we thought we had a very strong idea of what constitutes right and wrong without ever thinking that perhaps that wasn't necessarily our philosophy, but something that we've adopted. Okay? We're not really thinking about right and wrong for ourselves. We're thinking about right and wrong for too many other people. And honey, resourceful. Some of you are very resourceful. Okay. Number 34, the fish. We also have the numbers 22, 5, 31, and like I said, 34. Okay. I do like that you are making progress today, and I can definitely see your influential factors. One that was very personal to you, even though you say you can't have it. And then your external. I can see that family and influence is very important to you as well, and somewhere in there is Sag. Okay? And because of at least one important influence, one important connection, it got you thinking about you more and more. Beyond the context of what you perhaps got comfortable with, or always took for granted, or always assumed to be true. It would ask you to question. And part of you wants to question. Part of you wants to pull the thread, see where it goes. What if I started thinking about myself as an individual who wants things and desires more? What does that mean? I just like your progress towards the end, where you start cutting out stuff that you always thought was true. And turns out it's not. That's how you know you're making progress. So, Johnny, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.